What's up, Sushi Squad? We back in with some more Trove, and today we've got a special occasion. Not only do we have the Halloween hub because of the new event, which is what we'll be getting into today, but console players finally have this new beautiful hub. Yay! So it's kind of as I expected. They were waiting to end up putting this update out, the hub update, or Hubdate as they keep calling it, on consoles to coincide with the Shadow's Eve event that we all have going on right now. So if you are a console player and you want to actually check out my video already highlighting the patch notes for the hub update, I'll try to remember to put a card in the top right hand corner of the screen that will lead to that, because there's not really much reason for me to re-record the patch notes video. We already know what the patch actually entails, but ultimately you end up getting this beautiful new hub, and it kind of changes things around, Luxian's location, whatever else. I have other videos that tour the hub as well, so you can check those out if you want. Anyways, you might notice that we got a spoopy tentacle theme going on, because this house right here has not only been plastered into the ground, but all these tentacles are creeping out of it and everything. And I like the aesthetic of the green tentacles. I do. I just wish that the geode surface was actually green and tentacles like this. Instead, it's weird red ones that don't make any sense. But it's nice to see that they went the extra mile, and hopefully we'll go the extra mile with events here after in the future, where it didn't just add this new event house over here, it actually added tentacles everywhere. But anyways, enough about that. You guys want to know how you complete the event and the items you end up getting out of it. Well, we'll tell you about that. But before we get started, two things. First of all, you're probably wondering, what is this beautiful costume? Well, it's not a mod. This is a scarecrow costume for the Shadow Hunter. It is a part of the 2020 Shadowy Selection Pack, which I'll have a different video that'll end up covering that. But if you do decide to end up actually picking up the pack, I would think that it's most beneficial to... well, it's most beneficial to myself, really. But if you're new to Trove, you can use that sign-up link that's down in the description, and then anything you end up buying out of the cash up, I will make a percentage of that. Now, that said, this pack can be obtained with credits, so keep that in mind. But big shout-outs to Game Ago for giving me the opportunity, and big shout-outs to you fine folks watching at home who have gone that extra mile and done that, because it sincerely has helped me to pay the bills, because Canada money sucks. So anyways, let's get into it. So the event itself is going to end up having you meet Cubesley in the hub. This is an awesome way that they are trying to outright introduce you to this new event, which is probably going to end up causing issues for you console players, because there's another quest that you should get where you gotta meet Cubesley over here, even though the event itself actually has you meet him over here, and he's usually just standing right there. Anyways, you literally just go over and press E on him, and you'll get some Spooklia's treasure box, which these are a newer type of box, which we'll end up opening these a little bit later in the video. They're nothing really super duper special. It literally tells you it includes Bound Brilliance, Dragon Coins, and a rare chance of Diamond Dragonite or Meta Matter, which, yeah, you're not really getting any mastery out of it. It's just going to end up being, I guess, useful resources, what have you. I don't know. And then there's going to be all these NPCs around here. These guys will end up having various daily quests that you can do. I'm not even going to attempt this one, because it has us to earn a Bomber Royale coin, which would require me to go out of my way to play Bomber Royale. But this guy is just collect 3 pumpkins, which I already did. Complete 3-star dungeons, and a lunar condensate, which we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video as well, because I'm actually in the process of doing that. But I wanted to give a heads up that the last part of the quest actually has you doing a daily. So quite literally, when I ended up just getting to the last part of the quest, it just went bam, and it ended up giving me the mount out of doing the whole quest line. Which incidentally is the mount that you actually get out of this pack as well. So yay, free-to-play players get one of the items, even though you could grind credits like a freak, but credit pouches are up in price like crazy. So anyways, after you end up meeting with Cubesley in the hub, you're going to have to come up with Shadow's Eve solutions. So Shadow's Eve solutions are going to be at the Shadow Crafting Station right here. I will have other videos in the description that will show you guys all the years worth of all these spooktacular items, because there's not much point in having me cover all of these items again, because there's just so freaking many of them. I don't know why there's like this weird graphical bug too. It says that I got the Hyper Haunt, but it doesn't say that I have this one. I know for a fact that I have this one. Same with this Smashing Pumpkin right here. Pumpkin in particular is going to be a special thing that you can grow only during this season, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that a little bit later in the video again. So anyways, he wants you to quite literally just craft these potions, which, I mean, they're cheap enough. You got to craft 10 of them, and then you'll get the Spookula. I'm just going to call it Spookula because it sounds like Dracula. You're going to end up gaining one of those spooky treasures, whatever. And then you have to throw the solutions at the wall to see what sticks. I don't know what these do. I don't think they do anything other than are just kind of cool for the sake of the event, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Now, for some reason, it seems that every time I craft, I get a full 10 out of him. So I don't get that, but whatever. You throw them down. It throws down some cool video effects. So you can haunt your friends. Ooh, oh, yes. Oh, look out, guys. It's kind of cool, actually. I do like it. But you'll get... from throwing 10 of those, you'll end up getting the Spookula's treasure box again. Oh no, you craft 1 and you get 10. That's right. Weird. So then he wants you to defeat dungeons to comb the cursed veil for villainy, which, if I recall, I don't know if he wants you to specifically go to cursed veil, but you can pretty much go anywhere. I think I could be wrong about this, but it does specifically talk about the cursed veil. So anyways, cursed veil is going to end up having there's 2 types of pumpkin dungeons. There's one that is going to end up being a big pumpkin dungeon that we'll talk about a little bit later. And then there's going to be these bad boys right here. And this is literally going to be a way that you can get that pumpkin resource that I mentioned. This is a limited, only during this time of year, item that you can get out of these dungeons. These are going to be around for 2 weeks. They're kind of like the sunflower dungeons, but instead have pumpkin. You can walk over them with your mount, or you can shoot at them, whatever. Or if you're into the gardening, you can plant and grow pumpkins during this season only. And then after a while, you just simply won't have your pumpkins actually grow. Pumpkins are required for a plethora of some of the items that I mentioned will be in the description of mounts and what have you, right? So anyways, he just wants you to complete a dungeon. So you just walk around and just kill a dungeon, right? And then you'll end up gaining one of Spookula's treasures. Then they want you to find and destroy pumpkin dungeons specifically. Oh, we're in luck. There's actually one right over here. So pumpkin dungeons will end up being in all biomes, okay? They're going to end up feeling uncommon in some and more common in others. It's kind of weird, but they're pretty hard to miss just because they're gigantic pumpkin dungeons like this. You can... Come on. You can teleport to the top, you go into the stem, and you basically zigzag back and forth into the bottom of the dungeon. Or, if you are like me and you have bombs and you don't have any patience whatsoever, you can literally just blast your way right under it. And then this will be the room that it ends up taking you into. Kill the thing, kill the boss enemy, and then you open the chest. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go. You got to make sure, even if you're in easier Uber worlds, that you do open the chest, because you may notice in the bottom right corner you actually get candy corn from opening the chest, not from killing the dungeon boss, which will be a bit more important later on. So after you end up destroying 3 of the pumpkin dungeons, you'll end up getting, of course, another of Spookula's boxes. Then they want you to knock out Tonstrom. Like, I streamed this event. If you guys didn't catch it, don't worry, I'll put it up probably tomorrow or something like that. Maybe a day after, I don't know, probably tomorrow. But so many people were asking me about Tonstrom, and I don't blame you. So if you don't know, when you go through Trove's tutorial at the beginning of the game, you know how there's like this hunchback of Notre Dame ugly guy, right? He shows up for like a split second and goes, I don't like you. And you're like, I don't like you either. And Trove kind of acts like it's going to have some sort of a story. Well, that's Tonstrom. He's there and nowhere else. But oddly enough, shows up during this Halloween event, just skulking around like some type of a freak. Basically, in order to end up getting him to spawn, it is going to be a random chance. So you will just end up completing one of the pumpkin dungeon bosses. You kill the boss, and then instead of a chest, you'll end up getting Tonstrom to show up. I'll put some footage of what that actually looks like, just because, I mean, it is cool just to have it as a random event thing. I low-key just kind of wish you could get him out of every dungeon, and same with Candy Corn, I wish you could get out of every dungeon, or just have every dungeon replaced with pumpkins during this time. I don't know. It'd be a lot easier to get the candy corn, let me tell you. It's pretty annoying. So anyways, you get an hour of Spookula's treasure boxes from that. You just gotta defeat Tonstrom once. You can continuously defeat him if you just have him show up, but he basically counts as a walking chest. And then they have you refill your flasks to commune with the moon. I don't know what that means. But aside from the lore, you literally can just respawn here, chug a flask, and then use a rejuvenation station. You could do it on your cornerstone, what have you. That's going to complete that part of the quest. Easy peasy, let's just move on. Gives you an hour on one of the Spookula's treasure chests. And then this is the part of the quest that gives a lot of people trouble. They want you to craft a lunar altar. So the lunar altar is going to end up being at the Shadow's Eve crafting table again, that we were at the beginning. But it requires a crap ton of candy corn. So yeah, you gotta have 100 candy corn, which is pretty brutal. And then purple torches. So a purple torch you end up getting... what is this? Wait. Rumors suggest a connection between this torch and the fiery Bale phantoms found in the delves. Excuse me? Okay. I just happen to have a purple torch, I guess. I didn't even notice. But, okay. So, let me hop into my club world to show you this. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to also explain the way that candy corn works is you only get it for, like I said, destroying the chest inside those pumpkin dungeons. And you're going to get differing amounts depending on the Uber world that you go to. It goes all the way up to U9, because as far as I know, there's no pumpkins that can generate in Geode Surface, because the devs have never updated this event to coincide with the fact that U10 exists and the Geode Surface exists. So you pretty much can only go up to U9. U9 is going to end up giving you like 4 candy corn. U8 gives you 3, and then all the way down to even the desert biome, and maybe even further than that, will give you 2 candy corn per. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because the game is so extremely laggy at the moment that I'm recording this. It might be fine by the time you guys see this video, but it's almost impossible for me to even farm in U8 and U9. So I've just been sticking to the desert just because it's a lot easier to end up finding the pumpkin dungeons, even though you're going to end up gaining more candy corn out of U8 and U9. Generally, I found that the desert is going to be the most common spawn, thanks to, I forget his username, but somebody ended up mentioning it while I was doing the stream, like, hey bro, why don't you check out the desert? And I remembered, like, oh yeah, that's right, the desert was what I always farm when I'm trying to get the pumpkin dungeons, just because it's the easiest. Anyways, purple torches, moving on. So purple torches are going to end up being a building item that, as far as I know, is it in the Highlands crafting table, if I'm not mistaken? Where the heck is the Highlands crafting table? Highlands, there it is. Is a purple torch in here? Oh no. Oh god. So it's just a normal torch. Okay, I gotta find the purple torches. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so it's in the haunted workbench. So the haunted workbench is going... It's a good thing we went to the Highlands one anyways, because you have to craft a basic torch in order to end up crafting the purple torch, which I wish they didn't change the description to coincide with the stupid event, because normally it tells you where you actually... Okay, it doesn't tell you where you craft these. They gotta update the descriptions of these. That can be very misleading for a lot of people. I didn't even know that. Jeez. But anyways, that's where you get your purple torch that is required in order to craft the lunar altar. And the lunar altar, I've actually already put one down. It's basically going to be a framework. So it's just this grave over here. It looks cool. That's it. It's nothing special, but you can put it down in your club world or your cornerstone, whatever. Once you end up crafting it, though, you'll end up gaining an hour of Spookula's treasure. And then that's where the last part of the quest is going to have you helping the characters, the NPCs that are in the hub, and they want you to finish one of their quest lines, and that's going to end up giving you this mount right here. So it's a pretty cool mount. I thought that was just going to end up being something a little bit lazier, but I actually like it because it's got, you know, its balefire theme, which I love the green, and then also the detail on this mount is actually pretty darn cool, if I do say so. I don't like... One of the parts of its tail doesn't seem like it's got the glowing texture on it, which is kind of annoying, but either way, it's still a pretty cool mount, honestly speaking. So that's what you're going to end up getting out of the entirety of the event. Now, there is one last part of the event, which I might have a separate video talking about just because of how weird and confusing it is, and I am trying to track down information like nobody's business, man, because there's going to be this idiot right here. He's going to be one of the daily guys, right? And he wants you lunar condensate. So he literally wants you to craft 10 of these unstable lunar condensates. These items just disappear. They don't do anything. So do not craft these until you end up accepting this guy's quest. And then further than that, don't end up crafting them ever again. But basically, we're going to craft... Oh god, I don't even have enough of them to craft. My god, it costs so much freaking candy corn. Well, anyways, I guess that means I will save it for another video. But basically, through doing this guy's quest, you'll end up getting a refracted Bale Phantom, which is a certain type of delve portal. And it seemed like we also randomly got a greater Bale Phantom portal. So I guess it's just random whether or not you end up getting these or not. This wait. Decay will destroy all of this item. This trigger will happen, or this triggers if you log out for more than 3 hours. Jesus. Okay, so make sure you don't end up crafting any of these if you're about to leave. But basically, it seems like he gives you a refracted one just after the 10 that you end up completing of his quest. And then I guess you can just get this one randomly as well. Now, you can actually find them tradable, which is weird, right? But everyone's selling them extremely overpriced, so I wouldn't recommend that you even bother going for these right now. But either way, these are apparently supposed to throw us into a weird delve portal, which again we'll save for another video just because I think it's so strange, dude. So anyways, this is literally what they say on their FAQ of the actual quest line, which I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to read through that yourself. So it says you will receive your first gateway by completing the Lunar Condensate daily quest, which is the quest that we're doing from this guy. And you can also receive it by crafting unstable lunar condensate at the shadowy station or killing purple bosses and delves. I don't know what purple bosses are. Somebody want to refresh my memory in the comments down below? What is a purple boss? Does it literally mean an enemy that's purple? Or, I mean, honestly, maybe it's speaking about just a boss that spawns the shadow chest. I don't know. But then it says, go and discover yourself all the items available in the shadowy, or at the shadowy station. And above all, don't be too scared. Okay, so it doesn't mention anything about what's actually inside the portal, right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you can go into that portal and fight purple boss monsters that'll appear there and may drop purple torches. Weird. I mean, you can just craft the purple torches. Maybe they messed up. Maybe we're supposed to, like, maybe the devs, for whatever reason, forgot that you can craft purple torches. So they messed up in the fact that you're supposed to be getting this new type of torch specifically out of this guy's portals or something, which would be insanely brutal. But either way, it's a cool event. You can get it over with really quickly if you have good RNG, but for somebody like me, it took me like maybe an hour to do it just because I had no luck with the pumpkins and no luck with finding Toadstrom and stuff like that. So anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel. We do have new merch in the store. I've ordered myself some, but I don't have some to present them to you yet. But either way, cool event, and I'll again put a link in the description to like a bunch of our videos relating to all the other mounts that you can get out of Shadow's Even junk. Yeah, sign on, stay up, gamers.